Okay. Let's go ahead and get started to respect everyone's time. Thank you again for joining. My name is Lauren Leitner with Omaha Housing Authority. I am our intensive services manager. So I work with a team of case managers that are dedicated to supporting you as residents at Spencer Homes through the relocation process, which also includes making sure that you have awareness and are plugged in with all of the wonderful partners that are collaborating with us on this grant opportunity. So today we are highlighting workforce information. We have a wonderful group of individuals from Workforce Solutions and everyone that collaborates with them. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to Vicki, who's going to do some general introductions and take it from there.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm going to start out with just kind of a general overview of workforce services. I'll share my screen here in just a minute. So I'm just going to do a really quick overview, and then I have just a handful of some of the partners that we work with at Heartland Workforce Solutions that will hopefully be a useful resource for you in the future. So let me share my screen here real quick. Sorry, it is taking a minute. It's going slow here. Okay. Okay, so Heartland Workforce Solutions, we are at 5752 Ames. We do have several partners inside the building, but then we also connect to a ton of providers, different partners, different agencies, even outside of the organization. So, first, what services can you access when you're at Heartland Workforce Solutions? This screen just shows the resources that are here on site at Heartland. You know, you can get all kinds of things. There's resume assistance, job search, career planning. We can help with interview practice. The labor market information is a fantastic piece just to kind of learn not only who's hiring, but what types of jobs are kind of growing or there are a lot of, that kind of thing. And then, of course, the unemployment services. We can help with completing your unemployment claims or just assisting with that process. So if you come into Heartland Workforce Solutions, first of all, you can access our services virtually. If you get on the HWS website, you can access services virtually, but if you come into the center at 5752 Ames, what you can expect is when you first come in, we'll get you checked in, and then staff will chat with you just for a minute to learn a little bit more about what you need. Because of course, finding a job isn't just about getting connected to a job, it's about a lot of other things in your life that can impact that job search or, you know, moving to the next level. So they'll chat with you to get a little bit more information from you, and then they will connect you, they'll refer you to any partners that might make sense. The partners that we have on the call today are some kind of the ones that we tend to go to a lot for the people that come into the resource room. So that's why, you know, this is just a little sampling, but so we would get you connected with those resources. And then of course you have access to the computers, printers, fax machine. You can get assistance while you're looking for employment. We've got staff just kind of circling the room to offer any help that they can offer. And then this piece, just we do offer priority of service. So if anyone has served in the military or has a spouse that has served in the military, you do receive priority of service when you come to the resource room and when you access the programs. This is just some of the agencies that are on site that we partner with. You are going to hear today from Career Readiness to Eliminate Disparities from Derek. And then you're also going to hear from Desi with the WIOA for the youth program. And then we're going to have Alejandra shortly joining us for the WIOA adult program. And then Nebraska Voc Rehab will be presenting for us today too. That is Frankie. And then the Ticket to Work program isn't directly in our building, but also a great program to get connected with. And we've got Kelly that will talk to you guys about that. But a couple of other that are on the screen here that we don't have presenting. Operation Hope it's a program that can help you with budgeting. And it's a very down-to-earth practical budgeting. So she can budget if your only income is food stamps. She can help you budget that. If whatever the income is, she can help with budgeting and help with raising your credit score and things like that. So, and then RISE works with people that are incarcerated to help get them back into employment and things like that. The Resolute Certified Navigator can help with getting you connected to insurance. Their focus is the Affordable Care Act insurance, but they can help you get connected in whatever way is going to make the most sense. So I believe that was that's my last slide. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Derek to share a little bit about the CRED program. But if you have any questions about any of the services that we might provide, I will put my email in the chat, and you can, please feel free to reach out to me. And, if I don't have the answer, I'll get you connected to somebody who can. So, all right, Derek, take it away.
Hello, I'm Derek, the Career Readiness Coordinator with CRED, our CRED program, which, like she said, is the Pre-Readiness Eliminate Disparities. So we are a grant by the City of Omaha that's focused on getting like short-term trainings for certificates, credentials, anything that'll help connect you with employment or help further you in your current employment. Again, these are short-term, so any in H3 occupations, so high wage, high demand, high skill. We see a lot of healthcare. That's not the only thing we help with. That's just a lot of the things that we do see currently. We can offer up to $1,000 in funding each calendar year. The nice thing is you get it each year. So if this year you use that money up, you can wait next year and you can do it again. Also, there's few requirements. We just ask that the main requirements that you live in Douglas, Sarpy, or Washington counties. You have to live in one of those 3 counties in order to qualify. Other than that, there is no minimum or maximum income level. There's no age. We don't ask for documentation. Really, there's just an application to fill out. If you live in those 3 counties, then we most likely can help you. I think that's all I have for the CRED grant there.
Can you put in the chat box how people would connect to that, how they would apply?
Oh yes, I can put in both the link to our flyer and link to our application. All right. And on that flyer, it'll have a email that you can email with questions, and it'll go to us. The first one I'll put in is for the application. And the application takes maybe 5 minutes tops. So it's a pretty easy application, pretty easy to provide all the information that we need. And then this link right here is for the flyer that has that information.
All right. Thank you so much, Derek.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have Tylinda with the DESI Youth WIOA program. Oh, you're on mute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay,
and
thank you, Vicki.
Just as a reminder, and I'm sorry, Derek, if I should have reminded when you were there too, you should be set up as a host. So if you want to share your screen, if you have PowerPoint, you can do that. Sorry, go ahead.
Like she said, my name is Tylinda. I work with the youth program on the WIOA side. And we are in place to help focus on those H3 occupation areas, kind of like Creed. But we have an age limit. Our age limit is from 14 to 24, and we can help identify the best career path for you, helping with academic preparation, and helping connect you with, well, paying for different trades such as CDL, pharmacy tech, things like that, and also help you'll have a personal career coach that goes along with that. I am going to share my screen so I can bring up our flyer. So this is our WIOA flyer. This is kind of what I was talking about. We can help assist with like career goals. Our information is located at the bottom, and I'll put it in the chat as well. With our program, there are qualifications, so you do have to qualify in order to be a part of our program. We also service Douglas, Sarpy, and Washington County. The difference is there are applicant qualifications. So you have to be a US citizen between the age of 14 and 24. If you're a male over the age of 18, you have to be in selective service, which is a big one. But like I said, I can put all of our flyer and all of our information into the chat, and then you can just reach out to me and ask any additional questions about the program. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you so much, Tylinda. All right. It doesn't look like we have Alejandra on here yet. She'll be joining us shortly. Frankie, would you like to jump in to do your piece about Nebraska VR?
Yes, I can.
And Tylinda, if you can stop sharing your screen so that Frankie can share hers, that would be great.
Let's see. Sorry, you guys. I was all ready with this.
That's okay. Are you, I mean, because I've got your presentation. I can pull it up too if you want me to, if that's easier for you.
I think I'm ready. I'm trying to share. Can you see it?
Looks like it's getting ready, but it's not, well, no.
Yeah, it keeps telling me it doesn't want me to share.
Let me just pull it up on my side.
Okay.
So we
Thank you. I appreciate that for time's sake here. Okay.
It's not opening very good, I'm afraid.
Can you just hit?
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Just tell me when to hit it again.
Okay. So as Vicki said, I'm Frankie Charles with Nebraska VR. I'm a senior employment specialist and the workforce liaison for the partnership between Nebraska VR and workforce development. That means that I am housed at our regular office in the downtown Omaha area, as well as the workforce office on Ames. And whatever those partnership duties and liaison duties they seem to kind of grow and change. But mostly I try to navigate between the two agencies, making sure we're taking referrals from partners over there, as well as making sure that our staff here are getting referrals to Heartland Workforce Solutions. Next, please. Can you do next slide, please?
I'm trying. It's not, oh, okay. Let's see here. It's not letting me go forward.
Okay. Well, I've been doing this a while. I can kind of
There
tell
we
you.
go.
Okay. All right. So yeah, with Nebraska VR, one of the important things is to recognize that we are an employment program for people who experience a disability. So we like to partner with you to prepare for, get, and keep work. When we talk about disability, sometimes people may think of disability as things that are really obvious, like someone in a wheelchair, someone who may be blind, and other things that you may think of. When we consider disability, we really look at vocational. So we look at impairment or diagnosis. And so a person can have a physical health condition, mental health, or learning condition. Not just having that condition, it's key that that condition impacts work, in some way. So we look at functional limitations. We look at your ability to be able to benefit from what we consider an employment outcome, therefore being able to go to work and being able to be successful in work. So that condition has to be stable enough for a person to work. In terms of eligibility, there is an exception for us. So if someone has a visual impairment, we're going to give way to our rehab counterparts at Nebraska Commission for Blind and Visually Impaired. We may consult with them if we get a referral that someone has blindness or visual impairment, we'll refer to them, but we still may consult on the case. Nebraska VR provides opportunities for people with disabilities to succeed through comprehensive employment services. So similar to what you might have seen earlier, we provide career planning, vocational counseling, skill building in multiple areas, job search assistance, job placement assistance, which could include resume development, application, interviewing skills, that sort of thing, and job retention. Job retention is pretty key for us in terms of once someone begins working, we follow that individual for a minimum of 90 days. And depending on the situation with that person, if they seem stabilized on the job, then we would be able to close their case as successfully employed. So next steps once you've been referred to Nebraska VR. So if you were to come to Nebraska VR or call Nebraska VR or even go to the one stop and be referred to Nebraska VR, you're going to meet with a counselor within 10 days of that referral or that initial contact. Once that 10 days, well, it doesn't have to take 10 days, but within 10 days, if you're sitting in front of me, for instance, we right away start with career planning and discussions about eligibility. In that initial meeting, we would request information or documents to be able to verify what your disability is. If we can't see the condition, for instance, if you were utilizing a wheelchair, we can consider that like observable, but so many other things would require medical documentation. We have to have it in writing in order to verify you as having a disability. Or if you get Social Security and or SSI. So a job seeker can expect VR to provide direct employment services for a minimum of 6 months and beyond. That means the process that we have and getting to know you as a job seeker, getting records and being able to make you eligible, minimal, and following you for 90 days, minimally that could take about 6 months, but it really depends on the person. So we can't say you'll be done in a year and a half. It really is about what the person's service needs are and what's going on with them and their disability. So it's all really case by case. VR services are no cost to you. Occasionally, well, we're state and federally funded, so it's no cost to you, but occasionally we do have what's considered cost share. That's very case by case, and the person's ability to be able to participate financially. An example of that would be if someone's working and they needed something in terms of an accommodation and they're asking VR to participate. Because that person has an income, we would look at can they participate in some way. So when do you contact us? When you know that you have a condition that limits your ability to prepare for, get, or keep work, or someone you know has a difficulty with prepare for, getting, or keeping work, or you may be working with a provider that that comes up for them, that you seem to be struggling with getting work and it may be related to a disability in some way, and then you may be referred. So our office is located in downtown Omaha. We're within the Department of Education. We're at 1313 Farnham, downtown Omaha again. And our phone number is 402-595-2100. You can contact that number. Anyone answering the phone is open and ready to take referrals. And then they get that person assigned to meet with a counselor for their initial meeting. You can also fax in referrals if you are a community partner. Or if you're not a partner and you want to refer someone, you can fax in a referral. And our website, vr.nebraska.gov. That's
All right. Thank you, Frankie.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, I did see Alejandra has joined us. So Alejandra will be sharing about the WIOA adult program. Alejandra, did you have a PowerPoint that you were going to be sharing, or were you just going to talk through things?
Yeah, not a PowerPoint. I'll just talk through things and then show our website where someone would go if they were interested in. So I would love to share my screen if possible, if you can give me that ability. So thank you for having us to share our programs with you. So the Adult Dislocated Worker Program is part of the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act Title I services, and National Able Network is the service provider who provides those services in Greater Omaha, which is Douglas, Sarpy, and Washington counties. The program is an employment and training program, meaning that we enroll individuals into the program who have employment as their goal and or maybe need some additional training to upskill or to become employable. And so we work with individuals to either go into an educational training program that could be short-term or long-term. We partner with lots of different training programs, and the only requirement for us to be able to fund it is that it is on the eligible training provider list, which is a state-run list of training providers that we can fund training for. That list is available to everybody by going to the AnyWorks website. So if you are at any point interested in receiving some training, you can go to the AnyWorks website and access that training list. I can probably show you how to do that. Let me. So this is, let's see, oops, my session ended there. So the site, the AnyWorks site, when you go on here and you scroll down to training services, and I'm sorry, it's anyworks.nebraska.gov. You scroll down to training services and you go to the eligible training provider list, and it has all of the programs that would be fundable utilizing WIOA adult and dislocated worker programs. The eligibility for those programs for adults is to be eligible for the program, you just have to be age 18 and over, be eligible to work in the United States, to have authorization to work in the United States. And if you are a male, you have to be registered with the Selective Service prior to turning 26 years of age. And if you didn't register for some reason, we can also help you figure out a way to still be eligible for the program. Once you are deemed eligible for the program, we then look to see about, are you ready to commit to a program for employment and training, and have a conversation with the individual about that. So some people who may come to us are maybe not ready for employment, and we would hold off on enrolling them. But if somebody comes to us and they're ready for employment, they want to go into a training program, we are going to work with them to enroll them.
Information is in my laptop.
Okay, so and that's for the adult program. The enrollment process or eligibility process for both programs is the same. For dislocated worker programs, in order to be eligible as a dislocated worker, there are several different categories, and it's a little bit more complicated, but really primarily for you, it's really anybody who is laid off from employment and is not likely to return to that same industry or part of a mass layoff. And that can include your spouse if your spouse was dislocated as a result of your layoff. So that would be under a displaced homemaker. So you, your spouse could be a displaced homemaker based on the fact that you were laid off from your employment. It is also for transitioning service members and their spouses. So if you were recently in the military and are retiring from the military, you and your spouse are eligible for dislocated worker programming. If you relocated to the area and maybe your spouse is affected by that relocation, that could also be a category that your spouse could fall under for dislocated workers. So it's really anybody who has lost their employment at no fault of their own. And I would encourage them to at least attend an orientation and start the enrollment process. And then we can talk to them about eligibility if they are trying to fall under that category. The benefits that you get from being in the program are that you are assigned a career coach who's going to work with you one-on-one to ensure that your goals are met. So they're going to work with you on an employment plan with milestones along the way and measure those milestones as you're working towards them. So, you know, as you're working towards, let's say, a nurse's or LPN program, you may have several milestones along the way to become an LPN, which might include going through a CNA program, maybe doing a med aid class. All of those steps are discussed with your career coach, and the career coach is encouraging you and supporting you along the way and making sure that you have wraparound services so that you are successful in your journey. That IEP is created together with you as the client to make sure that, you know, if you're going to need some support services along the way, we are identifying those up front to help you be successful. You're going to receive help writing your resume, being able to get some interviewing skills, mock interviews, job placement. We also have an account manager who will work with you to ensure that you get placement after your training, if your training is the route that you want to take. We can also place you in on-the-job training. So perhaps you've had some training and you just want to get to work, but have had struggles maybe finding the right job that is placing you in economic sustainability long-term. We can place you in an on-the-job training opportunity with an employer. We also have some work experience. So perhaps you haven't had the experience working or haven't been able to steadily hold a job. We can place you in a work experience, which is a part-time up to 30 hours a week until you, so that help you gain that experience. In order to enroll in the program, you would go to our, and I can put this in the chat, you would go to our website. So it's nationalable.org/enroll Nebraska. And I think you guys can still see my screen, but you'll see this screen that says Careers by National Able Network. And the first thing that you want to do is attend an orientation. Our orientations currently are on Tuesday afternoons at 1 p.m. and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Those are the scheduled orientation times. If for some reason you are not able to make those times, please reach out to us and let us know. There is an email address on here, omahaeligibility@nationalable.org. Please reach out to us and let us know that neither one of those times work for you, and we'll try and find a time that does work for you to have that orientation. So the first thing you do is click on here, and I'm sorry for the barking dogs. The first thing you do is click on here, and as you can see, the orientations are all listed on here. So like for tomorrow's orientation, tomorrow's orientation, it's Careers by National Able Network, an online orientation for Nebraska residents. You would click on that link and it'll take you to where you register for orientation. Click Join Us, and then it'll ask you for some basic information. And what this does is gives us enough information to send you reminder emails about your orientation, to send you the application after you've attended orientation, and just allows us to continue that communication with you. We also want to make sure that you were able to attend orientation. So if you don't attend your registered time, we may email you to see if there was something else that you needed from us to be able to attend orientation. You can add it to your calendar, also utilizing that link. But on our calendar, I'm going to go to June just so that you can see the whole month. You will see that you can also attend any of these workshops that we have at National Able. Let's see. And these workshops, all of these workshops that say Jumpstart are free to you, and you can attend them regardless of your enrollment in any of the programs. So like virtual interview strategies for success, all of these Jumpstart ones, introduction to networking, interview success, ultimate guide to resumes to help you walk through your resume, exceptional customer service. Any of these ones that say Jumpstart, you can enroll in any of those programs just because you're attached to the workforce system through the American Job Center. So that is a basic career service that's available to all job seekers. But once you enroll for orientation and attend orientation, we then ask that you fill out the paperwork or fill out the packet. This is the current enrollment packet. Sorry. This is the current enrollment packet, and it's a fillable form. So when you open it up, it's a PDF form. You can fill it out right online or right on your computer and then save it and send it to us. But then also there is a checklist that you should go through to make sure that you have everything in your packet in order to enroll in the program. And it just tells you what documents you need. So I would start gathering those documents ahead of time, ahead of attending an orientation, so that you have them ready to go. Once we receive your packet, our eligibility specialist will review it. And then as long as all the documents are in place and eligibility is checked off, you will be assigned a career coach who will continue to work with you moving forward. And then you'll have access to all of the services that I just shared with you. And that it works that way for both the adult and dislocated worker programs. Do you have any questions for me? Is there a time limit from the orientation to the paperwork deadline? So there's no deadlines, and I have set goals for staff to have from the time that the paperwork is received to the enrollment time of 2 weeks, as long as all of your paperwork is in order, like as long as we get every piece of document that we need. It should not take longer than 2 weeks from the time you attend orientation to the time that you're actually enrolled in the program and able to move on to training if that's what you wish. Any other questions? Okay. I will put my name in the chat, my name and contact information in the chat. If you're interested in the program and maybe have some additional questions you want to ask one-on-one, please feel free to reach out to me and I will try to get those answered for you, okay?
All right.
Thank you so much,
Alejandra. All right, up next, we have Kelly, who is going to talk to us a bit about the Ticket to Work program. Go ahead, Kelly.
Hi there, everybody. How are we doing today? My name is Kelly Adams. I'm with Community Options Individual and Family Services, and we are what's considered Employment Network, a provider for the Ticket to Work program. And what that means is that we work with individuals that receive disability benefits, either SSI or SSDI, and they're looking to go back to work and wondering what to think about that. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So before you decide one way or the other, always ask questions, and I'm always available for questions. The program is available to anybody between the ages of 18 and 64 and has a disability and, like I say, is receiving the disability benefits. one of the most common misconceptions is that I'll lose all my benefits as soon as I start working. And that's not necessarily true. It depends on what benefit you're getting and how much benefit you're getting. And that's what I review. It's kind of a multi-step process. If you do receive those benefits and are eligible for the Ticket to Work program, then we review your benefits, and I look over and see what you're receiving, what your insurance is, and how we can protect those benefits. And then I show you comparisons. If you start working and making more money, how that will impact those benefits or not impact them. But I can review all of that with the person who's wanting to do this. So that's the first step. And then the next step is let's just say that you qualify for the benefits. Let's just say, or for the program, and you want to do it and you want to take that next step forward. So then we start looking at, okay, you want to work. So I help with that process from the beginning, from the job prep and the resume. If you do not have a current resume, there's, as you've heard from various programs and partners with this, there's a lot of places that can help with developing your resume. And so I do referrals for that to make sure you have a good resume. Some employment opportunities don't need one, real polished or anything. It just depends on what you're looking to do. I always ask people when I'm visiting with them 3 questions, and that is, what have you done in the past? What do you want to do? And what are you willing to do? Because those 3 things determine kind of a path of how I can help you. I've been in the employment business for over 25 years. I help people every day in different situations with different backgrounds. It doesn't matter what your disability is. It doesn't matter what your barrier is. There are opportunities throughout this community to get you hired. One of the things we ask is, if you do decide to move forward, that at some point you want to reach some minimum goals, and I'll go over those with you. I mean, and so that you can make an informed decision. I'm not saying this program is for everyone. I'm saying this program is for a lot of people. And if you really want to work and make more money than what you're making on disability, there are opportunities for you. And again, nothing is simple. I'm not going to pretend like, oh yeah, we'll just do this and bam, it'll be great. It's a journey. And if you're looking for work and you're frustrated and you need to make more money, then we figure out how to make that happen. I don't just hand you a list of employers and say, okay, go find a job. No, there's a reason that in our title is individual and family services, because I individualize everything with the client that I'm working with. I want to make sure that when we're talking things through, that they don't have questions, or they're uncomfortable in a situation, or they've tried a job before and just really didn't work. You don't have to do anything. I will provide opportunities, and I'll provide options for you to look at. And I will tell you, based on my experience in different situations, what I think will work. But that's just suggestions. You're the driver of this bus, and there's no cost to you. We contract with Social Security to provide these services so that you are able to have a better life, have a fuller life. I'm not. I've been, like I say, we've been doing this for a while, and we've been fairly successful. And I'm open to all questions or concerns. I'm pretty open book. And again, and if you have questions, even if you're not sure you want to do it, you can always call me, email me. I'll put my email address in there. That's really the easiest way to reach me. There is in our website, I'll put that on there also, just so you can kind of see our services, see some of the testimonials we've had and that sort of thing. And also on our website, there's a book we put out called Job Seeker Survival Guide. It's a digital version of that. There's also physical copies at Heartland Workforce. So reach out if you need a copy. And again, we're out to help people get employed. And that bottom line, just like everybody here, we want to help people. And whether it's our program or through any other program, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm sure you've heard that before, but it's so true. And so, again, I'll put in a chat. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, reach out to me via email, which I'll put in here in a minute.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelly. I just want to just reiterate the last little bit that Kelly just shared there. You know, in total, we've got connections to all kinds of programs and resources. So whatever your need, whatever it is that's going to help get to employment or maintain employment or get to the next employment, reach out to one of us and we'll get you connected. And the point about you don't know what you don't know is true, and it's important. So just reach out and we'll get you connected one way or another. So Lauren, that is all that I have. That is all of our presenters for today. Did you want to open it up for questions, or did you have things to wrap up with?
Thanks, Vicki. I've been toggling back and forth behind the scenes here, so I appreciate your patience. I don't really have too much to end cap with. I just wanted to, thank all of the residents who took time to check in with us today. I understand that we went through a wealth of information, which can be overwhelming at times, and that's what we're here for. Our case managers are dedicated to working with you, understanding your needs and your concerns, and getting you connected to the right people. So we can be kind of that first step if you don't feel like you're ready to reach out and engage with partners just yet and you want to learn more information. That's why we're here. We can help filter through and make sure that you're connected and don't get lost in the shuffle, because I know that sometimes does happen. We are working on getting a Facebook page going so we can have a landing spot for all of these recordings, as I know not everyone is able to participate in real time. We have all the information added to the chats, which will be available with the recordings on Zoom as well as Facebook. And like I said, if you have any questions, want to know more, need some more information, please reach out to your case manager, Dupree, Treya, or Dew. That's why they're there. We are available to meet your needs. And once again, just thank you. And thank you so much to partners for your time and the information. We really are looking forward to collaborating with you. And thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye.